Hi guys, it's Finn. Today is Thursday, the 22nd of August 2013, and I am 19 weeks and 1 day on testosterone. I think that's right. Uploading a day late because I was in Exeter yesterday and didn't get back till late in the evening. And I've been a very lazy git today. Somebody said to me that I should do my video in my onesie, because I said that I like to have my duvet onesie days. So, yeah, here you go. Finn in my onesie. This is the most epic onesie in the world, because it's green, you know. I've always wanted an adult baby grow, and now they're in fashion. So yeah, get it. Yeah, laurels yesterday. It was a really good day, really good to catch up with Steve. I'm just really getting on with Steve so well now. It's just so much more relaxed between us, which is lovely. Top surgery update. Right. Well, I got a letter a couple of weeks ago detailing what had happened in my appointment with Dr. Dean back in the beginning of July. Just saying that Dr. Dean was very happy to send me for top surgery. Very happy for me to go forward with Mr. Yelland. And estimated that I would have it about October, November time. That he just needed to get the go-ahead from Steve, that Steve agreed, and then he would start the process of getting funding sorted. That's all I've heard. Steve was very surprised. He said that as far as he's aware, he said yes anyway, and that he's really, really happy for me to have top surgery, which was really good knowing that he's on the same page as well. So he's going to chase it up for me and find out what's going on. Because all they need to do, once Dr. Dean said yes, and he's got my therapist opinion, and my therapist Steve says yes, then they take it before the board, which is them just sitting around a table, all the therapists, and they just go, yep, this is fine, and then they just get the funding sorted. Should be that simple. So Steve is going to chase that up for me, and all being well, I should hear in a week or so, and then I should be able to go ahead and ring up Mr. Yelland and make an appointment to see him and get a surgery date. So I will keep you updated with that. I'm very, very excited. It's really good to know that Dr. Dean agrees, Steve agrees. Brilliant. Wonderful. So yeah, it was a really good day. So I had my top-up jab last week, and there's been a lot of changes this week actually. I do notice that straight after a jab a lot seems to happen, which I don't really get because libido is slow released. So I'm not quite sure why I suddenly get a boost in changes after the jab. Maybe it's just me thinking. I don't know. It's not. No. Because I've really noticed an absolute massive spurt in hair growth this week. It's just getting really thick and dark and more of it everywhere. In general, really. I was led in a bath the other day, and obviously like all my hairs on my arms and my legs were wet, and it just looked amazing. I just am one hairy bear. It's brilliant. My lower back is getting very, very hairy, and so is my butt. Nat was examining me the other day and said that my bum is turning into a werewolf. She's going to be getting the wax strips out if I'm not careful. But yeah, I seem to be naturally just a hairy dude. I was hairy pre-T anyway, so now I'm just like, poof, werewolf man. Yeah, it is growing very, very quick. I'm noticing with my face especially that I'm having to shave much more frequently all of a sudden. I electric shave every other day, and I wet shave once a week. But I electric shaved yesterday morning before leaving for the laurels, and already is stubbly. The chin hair that was there pre-T has got so much more coarser and grows so much quicker and thicker. Under here is definite stubble, and here is definite stubble as well. You can't necessarily see all of it, but I can feel that stubble. And as I say, it comes through so quick now. So that's feeling good, and feels optimistic that, you know, beard soon please. Proper beard, would be nice. My happy trail, it's definitely getting there now. I've got a definite line right from my belly button right to my pubic bone. You can't we can see it all, but it's very light at the bottom and then goes darker as it gets up. The bit directly under my belly button is very, very dark now, so that's really cool. I can't wait to have a hairy tummy. I just love the hair. Very itchy this week. That's something I've noticed a lot of. I've heard guys say before that they often get itchy after their jab. I've not had that experience, but maybe it's reacted to me differently this time, I'm not sure, because directly after my jab, my legs especially were just so itchy, really driving me mental itchy. So it could be that I've reacted to the tea differently, or maybe it's the hair growth, I'm not sure. But I've found that using a cream on it helps. I often get a bit of eczema, and I use what's called Urax cream, I think that's how you say it, which is an anti-itch cream that you put on. And I've put that like on my legs, and it did really help the itching. So if you do find you get a bit of a problem with this, buy some Urax anti-itch cream, any anti-itch cream, just smother yourself in it. It does work, very much so. I've got 3 bits of paper, I don't know which one I'm on. Oh yeah, right. As you can hear, my voice is kind of gone really nice and creamy again. It does actually, when I spend a day talking, I did a lot of talking yesterday, it does seem that the day after it kind of drops a bit lower again. I've had a very dry and scratchy throat again all week, which I seem to get directly after a jab, and I kind of need to clear it all the time, like there's something there, but there isn't anything there. It's quite strange. What I am really noticing about my voice, though, is not just that it's deepening, but also how I'm using it. I've noticed that I'm speaking in a much more kind of monotone, flat way. I'm not kind of so up and down and la 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 la. Maybe because when I do get overexcited and kind of throw my voice, it squeaks out. So maybe I've kind of subconsciously taught myself to talk in a more flat way. Or maybe it is innate. I don't know. But either way, I've not put any proper effort into talking differently. It just seems to have happened on its own accord. And I'm kind of listening to, as I said last week, the differences between how men speak and how women speak. And women are just so much more afflicted, and like I said, they sound like little birds going off on one sometimes. It's meh, 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 meh. Whereas men are very much more like this. And my voice seems to be doing that on its own, which is quite awesome to see. I was listening to a guy and a woman have a chat on the train yesterday, and I was kind of chuckling away to myself because it's just the differences in the pitch and the way they were talking, and also the way they were relating to each other as well. And it was just reminding me of me and Nat, because this guy took a phone call from someone, and his girlfriend, wife, whatever, asked him who it was, and he gave her like about a sentence of who it was and what it was about, and she kept going on and on at him and saying, well, what did he want, blah 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 blah, and really trying to draw information out. And you could see he was really frustrated, because he's like, well, I've told you. And I see the same thing going on with me and Nat, because Nat will tell me something and she'll go on for ages, and I'll think she could have said that in a couple of sentences. Nat will ask me something, I'll give her a couple of sentences, and you can see she's frustrated because she wants more information. It's so fascinating how biology really does affect the way we relate, the way we speak, especially between genders. As I said before, it's something that's really taken me by surprise, and I'm really looking forward to studying it again. When I restart in October, I'm going to be looking at this with such fresh eyes, because this has been such an amazing insight into just how much biology affects things on a day-to-day basis. I'm constantly blown away by different things like this that I see and just go, wow, yeah. Right. One thing I have noticed, and I'm wondering if anyone else can relate to this, is directly after my shot, I seem to get quite aggressive. Not in an angry, I'm annoyed way. I can be quite happy and jolly and what have you, but I'm very kind of like rah in the way I'm answering. I can be very cynical to what I hear on the television, and if something's on the television, I will shut up. And it's just something that's not like normally me. It doesn't seem to last long. It lasts like a couple of weeks. Again, I don't really understand. If it is the influx of tea, how does that work with libido? Because libido's slow released, but maybe it's still an increase enough that it suddenly makes me a bit raw. I don't know. Because yeah, when I'm answering Nat, I don't mean it to be angry, but it's coming out as very much, what? Yes. And I'm aware I'm doing it. And I seem to soften again after a few more weeks, but those first couple of weeks I'm quite rah. But I don't feel angry, I'm just rah. What's that all about? I don't know. The injection itself, by the way, it's not as painful as I make it out to be. It does hurt. It's thick oil going straight into a muscle. There's a lot of it. It's going to hurt. But please don't worry. I think I worried a few people. It's not actually that bad, honestly. And it's worth it anyway. You know, it's doing amazing things to my body, so I love it. Bring on the pain, because it's the best pain in the world. So please don't worry about it. It's not as bad when you're actually having it yourself. It's just painful for a day and it goes. It's alright. So yeah, it's not actually having an impact as it was the first couple of times I had it. It really did knock me for 6 on the first couple of injections. But now, okay, I was kind of tired for the first couple of days. Like, Thursday and Friday I just took it easy because it does seem to kind of like knock me for 6 a bit. And then I just feel alright. I very much do feel internally that everything's more on an even keel. There's only a little bit of that going on. It's not like it was in the beginning. So that's nice that it's levelled out already just after the 3rd jab. Can't wait to find out my results, my blood tests, which won't be till November, just to see where I am, because I feel like it's about right. So we'll see. Hot sweats though. You alright? The hot sweats had decreased loads. They've started again. I hope they decrease again, because I get really embarrassed when I go somewhere and I sweat. Sat in an AA meeting, just had a leisurely walk to town, sat down in the meeting and just started pouring. It's like as soon as I stop and sit still, everything just goes poof, and I was sat there and it was just like proper dripping off me. It's disgusting, and I'm gonna have to stop hugging people, so that's not very pleasant. I don't like that. And also my skin has kind of got quite shiny and spotty again. I think a lot of guys are very sensitive to testosterone giving them spots, so they just get very spotty in general, whereas I just seem to react just before a shot and just after a shot. My skin will just break out, and they're not just like little spots, they're just like massive Mount Everest styly red lumps that don't do anything. They swell up like hell and they just go down their own accord. So I'm just kind of using some witch hazel on them, and they are lessening. In a week they've got a lot better than they were the first couple of days after my shot. Clear my throat. Can you hear this noisy git? You probably can with the Zoom mic. I've never known a gerbil drink as loudly as this one drinks. Teo, it's not vodka, darling. Right, what else we got? Oh, I'll tell you something that's going on. I've heard other guys say, and I'm getting a lot of at the moment, is I'm really like feeling the need to stretch, and it feels amazing when I do so. It's lovely. I don't know if that's because I'm doing the weights again, and the combination of doing the weights and my muscles growing with tea is doing it, but just constantly feeling the need to stretch, and when I start I can't stop. It just feels absolutely epic. It's wonderful. Makes me yawn a bit though. Oh, I'm tired. In general, I just feel bloody amazing. My anxiety is continuing to drop, my mood is continuing to increase, my general well-being is amazing, and I don't know, I think I was really worried that when I started tea that it would take a long time to feel settled, and I feel settled already. And I know this is only the beginning of the journey, but already I just feel so amazing, and just the inner changes in myself, it's just been amazing. And it's not just to do with the fact that I'm more confident as a man, because I haven't changed that dramatically. It's this internal shift that I spoke about. Like, having the right hormone has just made everything click into the right gear, and all of a sudden my whole body is just settled. I mean, yesterday, I went on a tube train on my own. I don't travel very well on my own. If I've been somewhere before, I can manage it, but I get very anxious, I get an upset stomach, constant churning, constantly want to kind of over-breathe. It's horrible, but I manage it. But yesterday, I did a journey I've not ever done on my own before, and I went on a tube train on my own. I've never been on a tube train on my own. And although I had a bit of like, you know, kind of natural anxiety of like making sure I'm going in the right place, anxiety is what helps us at the end of the day to kind of sort out situations, but crippling anxiety that I'm used to having is not beneficial. So yeah, I had normal anxiety about finding out which tube I was on, but I did it. And coming back home, I was just feeling so chuffed with myself. I got on a tube again to come back home, and I just wanted to go off and get on different tubes and see where I ended up. It's just a wonderful feeling, and I do seem to have kind of developed this real spontaneous kind of spontaneity about life again, and a real curiosity about life. I mean, I've always been very curious about life and kind of quite spontaneous, but it's had to be quite controlled spontaneous, if that makes sense, which isn't spontaneity. Or, like, I've been quite curious, but the anxiety's taken the enjoyment of stuff, so I might have gone and done something and enjoyed it, but because of the anxiety, it's not allowed me to enjoy it fully. Whereas now, because the anxiety is lowering, this kind of curiosity and spontaneity is just amazing, because I'm, like, going to the festival on my own. I loved it. I didn't get anxious the whole festival on my own. I did not get anxious. And it's just making me go, right, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do the other. because there's no anxiety in there getting in the way to spoil it. It's a wonderful feeling, and I've just got so much more autonomy because I don't have to rely on Nat so much. I mean, I don't rely on Nat like I have with past partners. You know, in the past I've had partners that have been my carer and it's been horrible, and I'm not that sick anymore at all. But Nat does give me a lot of support. You know, when we travel, she'll come with me because it can be difficult for me. But I don't need that as much now. I really don't, and it's such a wonderful feeling. And it's tea. It's having the right hormone. It's just made things just start to tick away nicely. It's a beautiful feeling. I mean, it's been a whole week really of just kind of real gratitude and reflection about just how far I've come. Because on Saturday I celebrated 3 years sober and clean, my 3-year sobriety birthday. And it just absolutely blows me away just how much I've gained in 3 years, and really emotional. I mean, I was about 6 months into my sobriety when all the trans stuff came to the surface again, and it was AA that's given me the courage to kind of really face the difficulties, feel the fear, and deal with it. And now I've just got a life beyond my wildest dreams, and it's just amazing to think that 3 years ago I was sat with my life in tatters, just thinking, I just really don't want to do this anymore. I'm going round and round in circles. I just can't seem to make life work. I don't really want to kill myself, but I don't really want to live either. And that's where I was. And if I'd have known how amazing life could have been, I would never have believed it. I wouldn't have believed it. Somebody said to me the other day that I'm a reluctant role model. And I think that's absolutely true, because I am always really flattered when people say how much I've helped. I had a girl say to me yesterday in the Laurels, it really moved me, that I'd really helped her to see this whole journey really positively. And I was absolutely so blown away by that. But I don't know, I am proud of myself, don't get me wrong. I am really, really proud of what I've done. I've put the effort in. But I couldn't have done any of this without everybody else in my life. No man is an island. Everything I've learned, everything I speak about has come from other people. You know, the ways of dealing with life, the ways of kind of coping, the things I've learned have been from people, from books, from AA, from other people's YouTube videos, and all of these things have kind of taught me stuff that, yes, then I've interpreted and used in my own way, but I couldn't have done it without those other people. So although, yes, I love the kind of like the compliments, at the same time it's quite difficult for me to take it because I've not done this on my own. This has been done with the help of so many other people, and I just feel so grateful for that. And all I ever want is to just share that joy of recovery, that whatever it is in your life you need to solve, it's solvable. It can often feel just like too much, too overwhelming, but all I ever want to give to anybody I ever meet is just hope that things really can change, because I did not believe that 3 years ago. And I'm sitting here now, clean, sober, my life works, I'm living for me, for who I truly am, authentically. It ain't easy, but it's so much more rewarding than downing stuff to numb out my emotions from running from life. Embracing life is great, because those problems suddenly become worthwhile. When they're problems that are things that make you grow and get better, those problems are worth it. That pain is worth it. When you know that pain gives growth, pain is suddenly worth it. And I don't know, I think I just want always to just inspire people to do the same, and it's lovely when people say I do. So I'm going to stop going on because I'm going to get really emotional. I haven't actually managed to cry on tea, but I've been pretty close. Right, okay, ending on a funny note, I'm going to share with you what Nat got me for my sobriety birthday. Look at this. This is Sheldon, a sobriety sheep, and look at this. He vibrates. Now I hear you say, what is it about a vibrating sheep? And I say, what's there not to like about a vibrating sheep? I love him, he's epic. Yeah, so this is Sheldon the sobriety sheep. I am sheep mad. And I also got my 3-year AA chip. which I'm very proud of. So yes, I am proud, but I really seriously could not have got here without the help of so many people, and I'm really grateful. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much everybody, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week.